6:30 p.m., September 2nd, 2014. The Louisville Planning and Zoning Commission meeting is called to order, and there is a quorum present. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the August 19th, 2014 meeting. If there's no corrections or additions, may I have a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Motion by Sean.
I'll second.
Seconded by Kristen. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 3A is the final plat of Hills of Vista Ridge Edition, Phase 1, a residential subdivision on 14.62 acres with 72 residential lots, 1 open space lot, 3 drainage and/or utility right-of-way lots. It's zoned PUD 04056042014. Excuse me. Located at the northeast corner of Oak Bend Drive and Vista Ridge Mall Drive. Pesha?
Good evening, Commissioners. I'm actually going to talk about items 3A, 4A, and 4B all together because they're the very same project. So if you'll just bear with me for a moment, we'll discuss all of them at the same time, and then you can make your motions as they appear on the agenda, if that'd be all right. The property we're discussing this evening, I don't know if, Adam, can you switch on the wolf projector, please? Oh, okay. It is the northern tract of a property that you've seen before. Earlier this spring, you approved the zoning portion of the planned unit development process for the whole property. It's 26 acres on the north and south side of Vista Ridge Mall Drive. And per our ordinance for planned unit developments, it's a 3-step process. First is the zoning, which again, you and council both approved in the spring, and then it requires approval of what we call a development plan and a project plan. And for residential projects, that basically means the development plan is essentially the final plat, and the project plan is essentially the construction plans. So tonight, the final plat and the development plan are essentially the exact same thing with a different name, just so it matches up with our ordinance requirements. And the project plan for the Hills of Vista Ridge are the construction plans that show basically how the units sit on the lots. The staff has done a thorough review of all the requirements, and we do feel that this meets everything laid out by our PUD ordinance, and we are recommending approval. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. We also have the applicant here as well.
Commissioners, questions?
Again, this is just the northern portion. They'll have to come back with what they call Phase 2, which is the southern portion down here that's south of Vista Ridge Mall Drive. So they're completing all 3 of the steps for the zoning for the northern portion, so they can start building after their construction plans are approved. Then the southern portion, they still have to wait and come back. So you'll be seeing this project one more time for Phase 2.
All right, thank you. This time we'll open up the public hearing on 3A for the final plat. Anyone wishing to speak, please come forward, sign in, and state your name. Having no one come forward, the public hearing is now closed. Commissioners, comments, concerns? Okay, may I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve.
Motion by Brent to approve.
Second.
Seconded by Alvin. All those in favor signify aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 4A is public hearing for zoning. Consideration of developmental plan for the Hills of Vista Ridge Planned Unit Development, PUD, located on 14.62 acres, located at the northeast corner of Oak Bend Drive and Vista Ridge Mall Drive, as requested by Amalgamated Development, LP, on behalf of the property owner. This is case number PUD 2014-0101. Commissioners, discussion? All right, this time we'll open up the public hearing. Anyone wishes to speak, please come forward, sign in, and state your name. All right, having no one come forward, the public hearing is now closed. Comments, concerns, questions? All right, may I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve.
Motion by Brent to approve,
Second.
seconded by Brandon. Those in favor signify aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item B, public hearing project for Hills of Vista Ridge, planned unit development, PUD, located on 14.62 acres, located at the northeast corner of Oak Bend Drive and Vista Ridge Mall Drive. This is requested by Amalgamated Development, LP, on behalf of the property owner. This is case number PUD 2014-0101. Any questions?
So this is for the project plan that we're looking at right now.
That's correct, yes. This is what we call the project plan, which would be the third step of the PUD ordinance requirements. And it's essentially the same as what we require for the construction plans.
Okay. Are there any plans for the open space?
They are, and we discussed those actually in detail in the spring. If you remember correctly, this is the case where we thought the applicant could actually provide more amenities in the open space, but their thought was that they didn't want active recreation going on, like basketball and things of that nature, because so many houses back up to the recreation area. And the P&Z and the council actually agreed with the applicant. So the recreational areas are pretty passive. They just have trails and, I mean, some seating benches and I believe a gazebo.
Okay.
All right, any other questions? All right, at this time, we'll open up the public hearing. Anyone wishes to step forward, please sign your name and state your name. Okay, having no one come forward, the public hearing is now closed. Commissioners, comments, concerns, questions? All right, may I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Okay. Moved to approve by Steve,
I'll second.
seconded by Kristen. Those in favor signify aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 4C, consideration of the zone change request from Local Commercial LC to Medical District MD. This is on a 1.35 acres located at 301 North Garden Ridge Boulevard, further identified as a portion of Garden Ridge Church of Christ Edition, Lot 2A, Block B. It's requested by Chip Tabor on behalf of the property owner. The case is PZ 2014-0909. Jay?
Good evening, Commissioners. This property is located at 301 North Garden Ridge. It is currently zoned LC or local commercial, which is supposed to be light commercial uses that apply to the local neighborhood area. The requested zoning is medical district, which allows assisted living facilities, independent living facilities for elderly, as well as other medical uses such as doctor's offices, clinics, and pharmacies. This particular application is for a assisted living facility to be built in two parts. A phase one, it'll be a building up the next year or so if approved, another one another few years. Currently on the property, there is a car wash. It hadn't been doing very well, and it's actually closed down at the moment. In the middle of the property, there's also a cell phone tower. What the applicant plans to do, if approved, is to rezone the property without the cell phone tower, and if approved, replat around the cell phone tower so that he has the whole property, demo the car wash, turn in an engineering site plan, and move forward with his assisted living use. Staff is recommending approval of this, and as an alternative, since it is a small lot, any alternative uses should plans change. Like I said, allow medical uses, anything like offices, other assisted living care, pharmacies, stuff like that. Staff is recommending approval.
Now, is this assisted living that it's a full assisted, or is it more of a active senior?
I will pass that to our applicant that's here.
Hi, my name is Chip Tabor. This is more than just active senior living, such as you have Evergreen, Louisville. So we will be providing what's called Type A and Type B levels of care as defined by the Texas DADS organization. So it's help with some daily living activities, but it's not up to the point of full skilled nursing care and things.
Where is the cell tower? Is that where this little notch is in the property?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. There's a black and white picture, and there's also a colored zoning one in there. It's a little bit difficult to see, but yes, it is right in that little notch
Okay.
in the middle of the rectangle. It's about a 50 by 50 foot square.
And it's gonna stay where it is?
Right, it's zone local commercial, it's gonna stay that zoning, because it's not allowed in medical district.
Any other questions for Jay? All right, thank you, Jay. At this time, we'll open up the public hearing. If anyone wishes to speak on this subject, please come forward, sign in, and state your name. All right, excuse me. Having no one come forward, the public hearing is now closed. Commissioners, comments, questions, concerns? If not, may I have a motion?
Jay, I've actually got one more question. What is the requirement for parking on facilities such as this? It doesn't seem like there's enough. If you've got 20 rooms, you've got people visiting, you've got staff and everything working, it seems like parking is almost a little sparse for this.
We have the rough site plan. You know the answer to this one?
I attended the DRC or Joint Working Team meeting twice now to discuss the property, and I was advised similar to other facilities in the area, Elmcroft and some others, this falls under the sanitarium classification in the zoning ordinances that requires one bed for every one parking place for every 3 beds. I anticipate that my residents will be 80, 85 years of age, and don't anticipate that there's going to be resident parking. There will be staff. We'll have more, I believe, than the one per 3 bedrooms, but that was the information that I was given on the classification that this would fall in.
I just wanted to add to that a little bit. Usually at the zoning stage, we don't do a thorough evaluation of the parking just because we're getting the zoning for the use solidified. We will go through a full engineering site plan process where we would make sure that the parking met the requirements. Some other options they might have given the area is doing a shared parking agreement or some off-site parking as well if they couldn't meet the requirement. But based on a rough site plan, I think they'll be okay.
Okay.
We won't know for sure until the engineering site plan stage, which will come after the zoning.
Okay, ready for a vote. Someone wants to make a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by Brandon,
A second.
seconded by Kristen. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 4D, consideration of a zone change request from General Business GB and Light Industrial L1 for a PUD and public use PU on 2 tracts of land totaling 35.27 acres located on the south side of State Highway 121, both north and south of Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railroad. This request is being made by RCD Groups on behalf of the property owner. This case number is PUD 2014-0902. Pasha?
Good evening, Commissioners. We're actually requesting that this item be tabled until the next meeting, simply because it's a planned unit development, and there are a lot of information the applicant is asked to submit, and we kind of go back and forth quite a bit before we even have all the items together that we can review and send out to the rest of the team. And so we advertised for this case, thinking that maybe it would be ready, but it is not ready for you to take a look at yet. We need some more time to evaluate and get it the way we would like it before you see it.
Okay. All right, may I have a motion to table to the following meeting?
Move to table the
Item 4.
item 4 until the
D.
next meeting.
Motion by Brandon, second by Steve. Those in favor signify aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And there'll be a Transportation Board meeting following this one. May I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Kristen to adjourn,
Second.
seconded by Alvin. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.